This pouring session is sponsored by My Next Mattress Outlet, located at 5945 Cliffdale Road in Fayetteville, North Carolina. When it comes to making sure you always have the best night's sleep, My Next Mattress Outlet is always here to help. Make sure that you check them out. You will not regret it.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in to today's pouring session. We have a special guest on tonight, and you guys are going to meet this fine young man. But before we delve into our conversation, I do just have a few announcements that I just want to bring to your attention. Lenora Pours, we offer pouring sessions and services such as coaching services, career readiness, speaking engagements, ministry, worship, and real estate. Also, on the 17th of April, we will be hosting Lenora Pours Double Dutch event that will take place on the 17th at Smith Recreation Center from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. And this is open to girls 17 to 18 years of age. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Harold, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. How was work today?
Work was good. It was a long day, but work was good.
All right. So just tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, again, my name is Harold Lassiter. I'm from Johnson County, as they call it, Joco, Smithfield, North Carolina. And one child, mother and father live in Johnson County, and currently live in Fayetteville now. Have a wife and a daughter, and I'm currently in the insurance industry.
All right. So everyone, if you don't know, now you know, this is my husband that is with us on tonight. And he's like me. He wears many hats. But one of the things that he really enjoys doing is life insurance. So we want to kind of talk about that a little bit, and then we have some other great topics we're going to kind of touch on. So just to begin, Harold, why is it important for families to really sit down and have a conversation about the importance of life insurance?
Well, one thing, that, we all know, people die every day. And, death has no age. Death does not discriminate. And, we all need life insurance. And, sometimes, we may think that we don't need it. We're too young, or, it costs, but at the end of the day, life insurance is very important, and it can be very costly, but depending on what type of insurance that you have, but it's a need, and sometimes we don't talk about it because we're afraid of death, but life insurance is just like car insurance. You need it just in case. And we all going to die one day. And why not sit down with a life insurance agent like myself, talk about the need of life insurance versus not having it. And then we got to start a GoFundMe account, which is, something that we see a lot on social media. So it's not expensive at all. There are different types, different costs, but life insurance, what you may hear, it is not expensive. So yes, life insurance is very important.
All right. And how can families have this hard conversation?
Again, it's just like any other conversation. We all going to die, one day. We talk about our bills, we talk about insurance, and again, insurance is there just in case we need it, just in case, a wreck or a fender bender. But life insurance is no different. It can, it's a income replacement, mortgage protection. You can pay off debt, you can pay off bills, and not only that, it can help generate wealth. Believe it or not, and it should be just like car insurance, mortgage bill, light bill. It should be a bill that we pay every single month.
So someone may say, well, if I am looking to maybe get health and life insurance for a family member, maybe they just had a newborn child, or maybe they have a child that's maybe 5 or 10 years old, even 15 or 16 years old. how early should a parent or parents invest in making sure that not only that they're covered, but also that their children are covered?
So pretty much, pretty much just as soon as that baby is born, call your insurance agent and say, hey, we had a baby yesterday. So go ahead and pre-plan. Hey, we're having a baby that's due next month. Or, go ahead and have that conversation with your, insurance agent and basically let them know, hey, as soon as this baby's born, we need to sit down, have a meeting, get them, insured, and just, we just need to plan it out. I mean, it's just that simple. Anytime, a new loved one comes into the world, we need to make sure that that loved one is covered with life insurance.
And what are some of the steps that one may have to take in order to obtain life insurance? I know you can't go through the entire process, but just cover some of the basics that a person would experience if they would sit down with you and talk about life insurance.
And basically, with life insurance, I like to call it it's called a life needs analysis.
Okay.
So basically, L stands for your loans and all these different things that you have, got. Life is, I is for individual income. How much are you bringing in, the family, bills, that type thing monthly. F is for final expense. These days, any, funeral can cost anywhere from 12 to 20 grand.
Wow.
And E is for, we all, school, college, technical school. So, you just go over those 4 steps, life needs analysis. And after you do those things, it will pretty much tell you and tell me how much life insurance coverage we need. Basically, it's 8 to 10 times your income, and again, those things vary. So, but, again, 8 to 10 times your income based upon your debt ratio and stuff. So each individual case is different. Each family is different. Income is different. Education needs are different. Disabilities are different. So we have to account for all those different things when we sit down with a life insurance agent. And if it be kids or family or, we just need to have that hard conversation. And again, once you have that conversation and you sit down, discuss it, and you get things in place that you need, it's like, a burden that's, we don't have to bear because that's covered.
Those are some great points. Now, we do want to acknowledge some of our viewers that are watching, and then we're going to jump right back into that conversation. We have Nettie
Sure.
Patterson. She's in. Hello, Nettie, for tuning in. Mabel is on. Also, Brianna is on, and Roderick is on. And if you are on, make sure that you comment, because of course the platform that we utilize, we can't see that you're visibly here. However, if you make that comment, we'll make sure to do our best to acknowledge you. So Harold, you made mention to the fact also Shakaya is on. Hi Shakaya, good evening. You made mention in regards to the, when you have that conversation and you're covered, it's just a burden that you don't have to worry about if something happens to your loved one. Now, someone may view this as a morbid statement, but last year you experienced COVID.
Right.
And how important was it for you to make sure that you were covered while you were going through this process?
I mean, yeah. So I did experience probably almost a year next month. Probably, right? So, I was in the hospital for like 7 days. I was on oxygen. And, not only did I have life insurance, I had health insurance. So, my health insurance covered, my time in the hospital. But, God forbid something would have happened to me, my wife would have been covered. So, I always tease her, but, at the end of the day, with the money that I have, in life insurance, she could have went and probably bought another Harold, but, that's a joke. But, she was covered. That's something that, she didn't have to worry about. And believe it or not, there are so many families who do not have life insurance. And, loved one after loved one. And then, you got to make the phone call each and every day. Hey, cousin, hey, husband, hey, mom, do you got, $400 or $500 if we can get 10 people, but, 25, $30 a month, you can have over 30, 40,000, $300,000 worth of insurance. And, but, at the end of the day, it's, people go to the hospital in and every day and not knowing for whatever reason, they may not come out. But the least that we can do is make sure that our loved ones are covered with life insurance, disability insurance. In the case of, you can't work for, 2 or 3 months or a year, we have disability insurance also that can cover a portion of that monthly income. And that can cover 60 to 80% of your income, which can help out with bills and other, monthly, expenses. So, but again, during that time of stay, that was, obviously I'm still here, thank God. But, in the event something would happen, I knew that my wife and my family would be covered because I had, an adequate amount of life insurance.
Thank you so much, Harold, for sharing that. But like he stated, but just want to reassure, I wouldn't have went and go purchase another Harold. Hey, you cannot put a price on someone's life, Yeah. So he just said that out of humor, but yeah, that would have been difficult. But we made it through that entire time that he was in the hospital, and I'm so grateful that he's still here with me so I can bug him and he can bug me, because y'all, I'm gonna tell you, both of us have very strong personalities, but guess what, we mesh and we're working this thing out and enjoying this journey of love together. But we do have some other people on. I did show them on the screen, but just want to mention their names. Shanika is on. Cordell, he's showing the eyes. I guess that's when you made the statement about purchase another Harold. Jamal is also on. Hello, Jamal. And she know who she is. I'm just S. Graham. I mess up on her name all the time. So thank you so much for tuning in on tonight's podcast. So Harold, we've talked about life insurance.
Sure.
And normally I do this at the end, but tell people how they can get in contact with you.
Yes, you can reach me on my cell at 919-986-0178. Again, 919-986-0178. Or you can try me on my email at Harold, HAROLD .Lassiter, LASSITER @yahoo.com. Or you can try me on my Gmail as well, Harold.Lassiter17 @gmail.com as well. So, you can try me on my cell or my email, or contact my lovely wife and she will get you in contact with me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Harold, for sharing that. Now, you also have another venture that you just recently embarked upon. Talk to us a little bit about your nonprofit and what you're trying to do within that space.
So I do have a nonprofit as well, and it's called Sports Education, Inc. So Inc. is INK, Individuals Nurturing Knowledge. So basically, it's an added-on academic program in regards to the STEM, the STEM program. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And, it just gives our kids an added layer of academic support to just help them with their daily rigors of the health and math and science. So it just, during the summer and a couple of days after school, just give the kids added information, added academic support, enrichment to just, help them with their current day-to-day activities in school. And, sometimes, we may think that, sports is all our kids know, but education is very important. And even though my business is called Sports Education, Inc., do know that my focal point is education. It is not sports. Sports is there to help some kids. We have a lot of kids who are very academically bright, very smart, but they don't have social skills. They have low self-esteem. So sports, we have different kids, we have different people doing teamwork and everybody plays a role. So it's helping with self-esteem, self-discipline, anything that can help our kids play together and, fellowship together. And then we have those kids who, like myself in high school, I didn't really, again, I was a sports guy. Obviously, I graduated high school, all those things. But for me, it was all sports. But I knew in order to play high school and college sports, I had to have decent grades in high school. So those kids who are very, sports driven and not really academic. So in order to play high school, college sports, middle school sports, you got to have an academic background. So, and, hey, in order for me to play sports, hey, I know I got to get down, buckle down and play in my academics as well. So you got to have good grades. So sports and education through data and research, they both help each other excel either in sports or the academic world.
Thank you so much, Harold, for that. And Miss Graham stated, yes, academics makes a difference. So Harold is basically bridging those two components together, because sometimes you have children, and I was one of those kids. I'm a full-grown woman now, but I was one of those kids who needed that additional assistance. So with his organization, he's putting in some things in place so that children can experience this additional enrichment type of experience. So we're excited about that. Now, Harold, is your organization a 501c3 federal tax exempt? So if someone wanted to donate and get it written off, are you tax exempt?
Yes, I'm a 501c3 tax exempt. Absolutely, yes. So, I can, apply for grants and, scholarships and all those things. So, yes, it is a 501c3. So, my webpage is sportseducationinc.org. sportseducationinc.org.
All right. Thank you so much. So if you would like to donate towards his nonprofit, again, you can have it as a tax write-off because he does have that federal tax ID, and that's so important. So Harold, wow, you're doing such awesome things in the community.
Yeah, and again, people ask me, why did I start a nonprofit? Because I was a kid in Johnson County, and I went to Boy Scouts, I went to 4-H clubs, so I had mentors in growing up who had success in me, who wanted to see me, achieve many things, either on the academic side or sports side. So they took time out to mentor and fellowship with me and my family trusted them to, partake in my life. And so I want to turn around and help others just like somebody helped me growing up. So, these days it takes a village to raise kids. So, it takes, the school system, the church, we all have a place and a role to help our kids, be successful in whatever way they want to be successful. But we have to have these things in place so kids can be successful. I mean, sometimes just being a listening ear, and it just makes a kid that more receptive, and just, we will be surprised of how many kids who are not their mother and father, who just want somebody just to listen or take time out and just share ideas and opportunities with them.
Wow, that's good stuff. Now, I want to acknowledge a couple more people who are on. Jay is on. I put him up on the screen earlier. Sherry is on, your favorite sister-in-law. And Nettie is just saying, good evening, Miss Sherry. And also said, Mrs. Graham said, love this. Keep going strong. Keep motivating young children. The impact definitely makes a difference. It definitely makes a difference. So you talked about having mentors. Yeah. Name one of the mentors in your life that was very influential.
Well, I mean, wow. I mean, I have many. I just want to say, first of all, my mentors are none other than, my mom and dad. I mean, just growing up, I mean, that's I didn't have a lot, but they worked hard to give me what I had, and I want to take time out and just give back to my community. So that's my parents are my role model. So you know, um, I just had friends. I mean, the actual late Judge Knox Jenkins. So growing up, I was only black on the baseball team. I was only black in Boy Scouts. So growing up, I didn't see color. So, but I had other people who didn't look like me who wanted to see me be successful. And from basketball camps to thousands of dollars to enhance me in sports and tutoring, I had these people at my contact. So my dad's best friend who taught me how to play golf. And golf, is a gentleman's game. And they say if you want to get to learn a person, take them on the golf course.
Wow.
Golf course, it's all about honesty, integrity. Take them to play golf. Man, there are just so many. My god sisters, Sherelle, Haley, Katina Williams Blue, just people who just every day want to see me be successful. And but sometimes I'm a firm believer that behind every good man is a good woman. So my wife, anything I do, she supports me. Always, a listening ear. Um, that's my support team. I mean, my family, my wife. I got many friends. Many friends who can help me in whatever way, if it be business wise or just just hanging out. But family is important to me. People die every day. But family is important to family is important. So family is important to me. So my family, my friends, those are my mentors, my biggest supporters. So I tell anybody, if you don't have nobody in your corner that's supporting you, then you probably need to find a bigger circle, or you need to find a new set of friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff. Thank you so much, Harold, for sharing that. And Keisha Murphy said, what was the website that you spoke of? So what was the name of your website again?
It's called Sports Education Inc. INK.org. SportsEducationInc.org.
All right. And Keisha, we will make sure after the show to add it to the comment section so that you can visit the website to get more information. So mentorship is very essential. Also making sure that we're there to support each other, and that, hey, if people in your circle are not pushing you to do greater, then as Jay just posted, get you some new friends.
Absolutely.
Get you some new friends. If everybody in your circle seems like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? What are you trying? What are your goals? What are you trying to, where are you trying to go? Where are you trying to achieve new heights? If they're not trying to do those things, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because we have some children that are watching live, get you some new friends. Jay said it best at the bottom of the screen. You have to surround yourself with positive people and people who are going places. That is so important. And this is right, Harold. Keisha just put it here. Is this right?
Sports Education Inc. Inc. is INK.
INK.
.org. That's right.
Add the K. Thank you so much, Keisha, for transcribing that for us tonight. And Sherry said thank you as well. Keisha is, my friend. She's on. Keisha, yes. See, Keisha and I, we have a very unique relationship, and we are just like, yeah, we just love each other. Cordell Drake lied when he said no new friends. You're right. Look, Cordell, I've never heard the song, but yes, he lied. He's a liar, and the truth ain't him. you got to get you some new friends. If the friends you're around, if they're not going nowhere. So Harold have already spoken about all the positive people that was in his life and how they continue to push him to new levels and new opportunities. And I'm so happy that I am here with him, alongside of him, helping him in that area. Keisha, no worry, we got it. Thank you so much for putting that on there. And Ms. Graham said, thanks, Sherry Lenore, for the impact of True Circle of Sisters. Listen, my sister and I, all we do is spread positivity and love, and that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. And as you can see, I'm married to a man who believes in spreading positivity and love. So that is so important. So that is the correct link that is now featured here on the website. So make sure that if you guys have questions, you can connect with Harold, message him. He gave you the email address. If you're just joining us, when you watch the replay, you'll be able to obtain his email address. Jay said he didn't hear his name.
Well, Jay does a lot of great things in regards to marketing and flyers. So Jay is a brother that, we do talk about once a week, and we just spoke on yesterday. And I do apologize for not returning your call, but I think you were supposed to call me. But Jay is a brother who I'm going to seek his advice about some flyers and just really marketing and advertising my business. So that brother, if you need some marketing or, some, flyers, he is a brother to contact. So thank you, sir.
Yes. Keisha, Jay is just hilarious. I said his name, but he wanted Harold to say his name personally. That is just how Jay is. Jay can be very petty, but I love him. He has a huge heart. Him and Cordell, they have a Thursday episode that is called Brothers Empowerment. Have phenomenal guests on their show as well. So, man, this is good. This is good. Now, Harold, you talk about the importance of family.
Sure.
And coming into my family, how difficult was it marrying me, and I was so connected to my sister? So how did you balance that out?
Well,
with me being so close, we can share a little bit of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a balance act, because just these days, it's hard to, that you can find anyone who doesn't have a brother or a sister. Unlike myself, I'm the only child. So, people ask me, did you wish that your mother and father, would have had more kids? I said, absolutely not. My mom is like one of 10 and my dad is one of 12. So I had tons of cousins that I can go play with each and every day. And, again, my dad and my mom, they were athletes in high school. So, I'm a sports guy. I love sports, and sports actually helped me in my day-to-day business because, for me, thinking about sports, I translate that into my business practice. That's how I relate my business. And so, I was only child. So, no, I didn't care about any other brothers and sisters. But, marrying my wife, one of 5, it wasn't difficult. I never forget. I think the first day that I met my wife or talked to her the second time that I met, it was at my god sister's actually party. So, I'm talking to, this young lady who I thought was very attractive. And I think her sister said something like, what do you want, or what you doing over here or something? And I'm like, I'm here talking to this young lady, and, so yeah, I don't know, but, it wasn't difficult. It was just, hey, she's attractive. I'm gonna go talk to her, and, the rest is, obsolete. But, family is important. So, a good, brothers, she got, 3 brothers. So, I wasn't worried about any of that. She has, loving mom, loving dad as well. So, those things didn't bother me. I'm like, if I'm going out to play golf or basketball or something, she ain't got to be home. She can go out. She got 4 other brothers and sisters, a mom and dad that she can go hang out with. So, You know, I ain't got no words with that. Yeah.
Listen, you squashed that question, Harold. You killed that question. And you know your crazy sister-in-law is on here. I'm sure you saw her message. I just want to put it back on here.
Let me tell y'all something. My wife and her sister talk all day, every day. But again, that's family, and you know, that's what they do. Now, sometimes I'm like, come on now, you just talked to her 5 minutes ago. What is the need of talking to her again? From time she get up to the time they go to bed, talking about something. It's always something, but you know, that's what family does. And you know, God forbid something happens, then you can't talk to them. So I get it, you know, talk to them as much as possible all day, because you know, life is too short to not enjoy and spend in fellowship with family. So but you know, my sister-in-law does know that, hey, you know, her sister is married, so you know, she gives us space. So those things, you know, don't bother me, you know. And my sister-in-law know at times I just block her out. I tune her. I don't pay her no mind.
And Jay says, Sherry, a scale of 1 to Sherry. Wow. And oh my goodness, there she goes. She's getting on you, Jay. And back to the sports piece, Nettie said the sport I like is basketball, and Faith like soccer. So we got to talk to them to see where we can get them a little bit more active in that area. And Keisha said the way he said it makes me wish I was the only child. So I guess you just make that only child situation to seem so desirable. And she stated that she wished, hey, that she could have been only child. So that's pretty cool there. And then Sherry said, I said, do you see something over here that caught your eye? If you did, you better come correct. She did say that. Laura, I can remember that conversation like yesterday. Oh my goodness.
Now I do remember that. Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. And Jay said that was horrible.
And you know, for me, I'm a very bold brother. I'm, confident brother. So I'm like, who's she talking to? I'm like, what? I'm like, she don't know who I am. I'm saying this in my mind, like she really don't know who I am. I'm like, okay, but yeah, I do remember her saying that now. Wow, yes, I do remember that.
Yes. and of course you see what Jay said, don't be afraid of that Sherry. And she also said she has 3 brothers, all named Debo. Wow, she just renamed all of my 3 brothers here. And Harold is like a whirlwind. He sure is. Don't let him fool you. Roger said every day laugh out loud. I mean, listen, people got to realize my sister and I, and don't get us wrong, disclaimer, we respect our husbands, and we value that husband and wife time. In addition to that, because I don't want to say but, because that contradicts what I just previously stated, we grew up together. We shared a room in my parents' house. When we moved out of their house, we stayed together until we got married. So we have just a unique relationship. But again, we know our space and that time alone with our spouse. It's okay. I'm your brother. We can talk twice a week. And Sherry said, I don't care nothing about my sister being married. Lord, bye. Keisha said, just kidding. I love my knucklehead siblings. Girl, it's nothing like them. And I'm going to tell you, all siblings are not alike. Harold knows that, right, Harold? Even though you have cousins, stuff like that have multiple siblings, of course. But none of them are all alike at all. So, Jason, I'm talking about being in y'all conversation is a whirlwind. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, I misunderstood, Jay. I stand corrected. So, Harold, you mentioned about golf. You stated that you love golf, and golf is a gentleman's game.
Yes.
How do you equate golf to life?
So, well, to those who play golf, you have a par 3, you have a par 4, and you have a par 5. So on the par 3, it should take you 3 opportunities to get the ball in the hole. It could take you less or more. On a par 4, it can, you should be able to get the ball in the hole on 4 opportunities or less. It may take you more. Same thing with a par 5. Again, just like in life, we all have different goals. We all have different things that we do. I may go left, you may go right. At the end, we all gonna meet up in the same place, or we may not. But just like golf, we have the wind that can play a variable in how I'm going to hit this ball towards this hole. We have water, we have trees. So I have different obstacles that I have to be aware of, and I got to hit different shots to go over, under, or through to try to get this ball in this particular hole on whatever par 3 or par 4 or par 5 that I'm playing. Just like in life, we have different obstacles. I want to go to college. I don't have money. What I have to do? I might have to go to a technical school first, save money, blah, blah, blah. So in life, we all have different things, and we all got to put together a strategic plan, a goal in place that we can achieve. Sometimes we can go for the gusto, but we have to weigh our pros and cons for the risk that we're about to take. Now, I'm a firm believer. I like to take risks, but I want to make sure that it's an educated risk. Meaning, if I jump off a building, the risk is I may get hurt or get bruised on my elbow. But if the building is too big or too long, then it could be, it could be dealt or breaking a bone. But my point is, you have to weigh the pros and cons in your risk. So if the risk, if you don't do it or don't try it, then, you're all good. But just like in life and sports and golf, you have to outweigh the risk. I'm going to try to hit this ball over this water. I may make it. I may not make it. So, there's different things in life that we have to, weigh our goals and, our pros and cons and just weigh our risk. It's like the stock market. Anybody who's in the stock market, you're going to lose money. That's just a known factor. But the goal is to make more money than you lose. But one thing that we know for sure, if you dibble and dab in the stock market, you are going to lose money. That's one thing that's guaranteed. But the goal is to make more than you lose. So with anything that we have in life, we have to weigh our risk and reward.
Hey, thank you. That was good. That was good. And we have some more comments here. Chanel said, yes, all of us are different. Sometimes I think we didn't even live in the same house because she comes from a very large family as well. And Sherry, she's of course running my page. She said, poor brother, poor. So you pouring, Harold. She said, poor brother, poor. And Miss Graham said, you're preaching now. Come on, come on. So they love that. And Nettie said, that's 1,000% life lessons. Wow, she enjoyed that. And she said, life is kind of like sports. Absolutely. The risk is your butt going to die. I think she was talking about if you decide to jump off that building, excuse me, about off the building. That's the risk she was talking about. And then Jay said, Ben Sherry Dawson Williams' brother is a risk. Lord, y'all know they're going to have their little word battle in these comments. Of course, that's just Sherry and Jay. But I love that analogy that you provided in regards to golf. And something else that I wanted to bring out about golf, you mentioned, and I saw it on your Facebook probably a month ago, and I said, oh, I want to write this down. You said golf stands for God offers love and forgiveness.
Absolutely.
That's what you said that your acronym stood for. God offers love and forgiveness. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So I took a lesson a couple of years ago, and he was a professional golf coach, and that was one of the things that he shared with me. God offers love and forgiveness. And when you playing golf, you out there, you just enjoying life. You're trying to get this little white ball in this hole, and you might hit a tree, you may bounce off, you may go under water, over water, through water. You just out there trying to put together a plan so you can conquer this hole, pretty much. And, you know, it's just like life. You know, we all go through our trials and tribulations, but the good Lord, you know, he sees far past that. And no matter what we do, he's always there to catch us, hold us, comfort us in whatever we go through, even through our ups and downs. So with me, I read a lot of books on golf and how they transition to life. And um, you know, you have to focus and not focus, but you have to block things out. So when I'm playing golf, I can't think about nothing else because the game is so hard. I have to focus at what's at task. And I'm trying to hit this ball in whatever direction I'm trying to. I can't think about nothing else other than that. If there's any other thing other than what my task is, then like in life, it's going to take me out. So I have to focus and you know, golf is one of the sports where there's no 2 days alike. I can go out here and play great one day, go home, have a great dinner with my wife, have a great night's sleep, same routine, and like the next day is like I never picked up a golf club and nothing happened. Nothing absolutely happened. But it's just one of them games where it's so hard. And just to give you a data on it. So I'm a golfer, you know, my wife knows that I talk about Tiger Woods a lot. Tiger Woods has won 82 golf tournaments.
Wow.
So he's tied with, I think, is it Byron Nelson for 82 wins, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on it, but I think it's 82 wins. He has won more than the average golfer at 82 wins over his professional life. 82 wins. However, he has lost more than he has won.
Wow.
So that's just to give you some data. So that's how golf is. He has won more than the average guy, but he has lost more than he has won. And, you know, there's so many correlations between golf and life. And that's just why I picked up the game. You know, I was like, you know, my dad, I was a baseball guy. You know, I still love the sport. But golf is just, I think, is your hardest sport. And I'm trying to figure out how to get this ball in the hole and beat the course every day because I'm playing against the course. Even though I might be playing against other competitors when I'm playing golf, but my competitor is the golf course. Trees, wind, rain, whatever it is, the difficult of the layout of the golf course. So I'm trying to conquer this golf course. I can care less what my competitor is doing because I have to navigate around this golf course. And every golf course is different. Big trees, low trees, water, side hills. I mean, every golf course is different. So in life, we all are different. We all go through ups and downs. No two persons will have the same thing and they're trying to get to the same place.
So that kind of segues to my next point. You stated that we all go through ups and downs.
Absolutely.
And even with you and after you overcame COVID and you were no longer contagious. Talk about some of the pushback or discriminatory type of behavior that you experience from some people whenever you went around them. There was a service that you went to go receive and you returned away from service. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Actually, you know, again, you know, this is months ago, and I went and took my car in for service, and you know, the gentleman who I've been going for the last 5 years, you know, anytime I call him, hey, come by, I come to you, I come to your house and do it. But I came to him, and he was like, hey, you can't come here. My wife has underlying, you know, conditions, which I understand. Now, this is almost 2 or 3 months after my COVID experience. I'm clear of COVID, but because he saw me on the TV and his wife saw me on the TV, he turned down my service. So, and his, response was, well, we know you had COVID. And my response was, you still see people every day. Some may or may not be wearing a mask. Wearing a mask. Now, do you think they can come out and tell you they may have COVID or haven't? But because Harold was on the news and everybody knows, hey, that's the COVID man of Fayetteville, but you want to, not offer me my services or that you have been doing previously for the last 4 or 5 years. So, I kind of felt some way when he told me that. So, to this day, I will not go back to his shop. Mm-hmm. So, I guess because, again, that still baffles me, but yeah. I am a man, very secure in who I am. So I do get my manicures about once a month. And this lady said, don't come back here. And now I go to her about once or twice a month, and they know who I am. Not like, oh, he's a visitor. No, this is somebody regular. Hey, Harold, grab a drink. They know me like, oh, I'm a regular. And to this day, I have not been back, and I will not step back in there. But sometimes people just, discriminate for whatever reason. But, my wife knows me. I can care less. That stuff don't bother me. But, that day that it happened, I'm like, much money I give you guys. And because I was on the news and you saw that I had COVID, and now, I can't come in because you think I'm still contagious. But I'm like, you still seeing people every day, who may or may not be sick with COVID. There are some people who are asymptomatic, not knowing that they have COVID or not. So, but, I guess because they saw me on the TV screen and news and, whatever, we know he had COVID. So that's one less person that, we have to deal with. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So yeah.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, not only is that he is a Black male, and of course can experience very, racism or discrimination, but he was discriminated because of COVID. So a life lesson for individuals who have had COVID, and if they are around you, please don't treat them any different. Don't do that. That's nonsense. And it's ignorance at its best. Do not treat them differently because they experienced something. It's not like they went and sat outside and say, oh, COVID, can you just please come down on me? No, that's not what they wanted. Unfortunately, he contracted COVID. He overcame it, but still there were certain people that were treating him different just because he had COVID. And of course, y'all know that Lenore is a positive person, but on that one situation, I wanted to pick up the phone and I wanted to call and have a nice professional pouring session with that person who turned my husband away. But my husband said, no, Lenore, don't you worry about it. Don't even worry about it. It's all good. So not only did they lose his service, but they lost my service, and then they lost some other people that I know service as well. So it's very important that we treat people with love and treat them with respect, because he did not ask for that. He did not ask for that at all. So Harold, what is something that you can share with our listeners that will encourage them and uplift them? What is just something that you would like to share? But before you share that, I want to read this here. When reaching our goals, there may be rocks, trees, and holes on our journey, but we have to keep striving for the whole/our goal. Absolutely. Wow, Shakaya. Yeah. So that's what she was able to glean from your conversation. And definitely on this journey, there are going to be some obstacles. It's just like a speed bump. Life has speed bumps. But if you have a destination to get to, of course, you're going to go over that speed bump. You may have to slow down a little bit. And there may be another one, and you got to go over that speed bump. But you know that those speed bumps are in the same path as the direction that you're trying to get to. And that's just like life. There's going to be certain obstacles. But as Harold was stating earlier, you have to really stay focused. Stay focused. He gave that analogy of that white ball. When he's playing golf, he has to look at that white ball and focus strictly on that and nothing else. So when you have goals, absolutely, Shakaya, you got to focus on those goals and nothing else. Because right now, in this world that we're living in, there are so many distractions that can be so overwhelming, that can be frustrating. I mean, every time you click on social media, there's something that's breaking within the celebrity sphere. And if we're not careful, we will get so caught up in it and it will drain us and we forget all about what we were purposed and created to do.
Absolutely.
Right? I know that was a little lengthy, but I just had to say that. And she said that's a whole message. Absolutely, Shakaya. That is a whole message. So, Harold, back to you. Just provide the listeners with some uplifting and encouraging words. You gave some great words already, but share some additional ones as well.
Yeah, as I stated earlier, I'm a family man. I mean, love is, I tell anybody, what's the only 4-letter word that we can use in no matter what we're going through in life? Love. Love is the only 4-letter word that we can use to help us get through everything. With all the things that we have going on in life, it could be politics, it could be discrimination, it can be arguments or talk, speeches. Love. If you have enough love and respect for mankind, that should be enough to help you, or at least to help you get past a difficult conversation. But love is the word. And I say, if you love somebody, you can have respect, you can have sympathy, you can have all those other things. But love conquers all. Mm-hmm. It may be tough love, but it's still love. And earlier when we stated, you want to have some good friends, but you also want to have friends that's going to tell you the truth. And that can be tough love. And a friend can love you, but still tell you what you need to hear. Right. Because sometimes we may think that we have a friend, or he's just going to tell us what he wants us to hear, or use something that you may share with him to go take and run off with it. But a true friend, and again, I emphasize, a true friend is going to be there with you no matter what. And, I have, one of my good friends, David Moore from Smithfield. And he's one of those true friends where, I can count on him to do anything or share or just be a listening ear. So I think we all have acquaintances or whatever it may be. But, sometimes we use that word friends kind of loosely. Right. Everybody is not your friend. He may be a acquaintance or somebody I just happen to play golf with. But I'm not going to invite him to my home around, he's just somebody I met and, hey, how you doing? But a true friend is like a brother or sister. They're going to be with you no matter what, through thick or thin. But love is the answer. If we love everybody, we can love someone to agree to disagree. Love is the word that we all can use. I don't care what it is. Through discrimination, through life lessons, love is the only 4-letter word that can help us to get through what we have going on. That's my speech. If one was to say that's my message, love is, and you hear many pastors and preachers talk about love, and I don't think they can say it enough. Love is, so God so loved us that, he loved the world. So if the good Lord can love us no matter what, or no matter what state we in, why can't we love our brothers and sisters who we see daily, every day?
That's good.
So love is that word that Renaissance with me each and every day. And, you know, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. And, you know, I started this, we have 7 days, 7 days in a week. And every day I try to use a Monday morning vibe, Monday afternoon vibe, or evening vibe. Every day I try to say positive reinforcements. And I believe that's what we need to hear. We all go through things, in our life, ups and downs throughout our day, work, personal life, whatever it is. But we need to hear encouraging words each and every day, all day long. That can help us get us over the hump. It can help us get us through that obstacle, whatever we're dealing with. And again, there are some times that you have to have that tough love conversation, but it's still love. And we can get past whatever we're going through with those tough love conversations. But love is the word. That's my favorite word, love.
That's good stuff.
Absolutely.
So we're almost at the end of this segment, but I want you to answer the question, how is it being married to a visionary, a go-getter? How is it being married to a visionary? I'm sure people are like, how in the world being married to Lenora Lassiter, Lenora Ports, how is it being married to a visionary?
It's great because, you want people to have goals. You want people to strive for things that the mind wouldn't let you think the unimaginable. So business opportunities, all those things are what keeps us going. We all should have goals and obstacles and things that we're trying to achieve. So my wife, she's got like 3 or 4 different, business ventures. And I'm like, at the end of the day, let's pick one and get good at it. But my wife, she's doing her thing. I'm proud of her. She's 3 or 4 different business things that she's doing, and she's managing them all. And sometimes, I might, get on and, hey, put the phone down, think a little bit, get some rest. But she's a go-getter. She does her thing. She has goals. She has things that, she wants to, achieve. Again, she was 1 of 5. So growing up, her parents worked hard, and, some of the things that other kids experienced, she didn't have. So now she wants to achieve and just do some things that nobody could think that she could do. So she has all these things, goals and visionaries and businesses that she wants to achieve. And, again, I'm right next to her each and every day. And, she's helping me with things, that I want to do, or, at the end of the day, men, we can be stubborn, women can too. But for myself, I can be stubborn at times, but trust me, my wife gives me nuggets and tips and things that helps me in my everyday life. And, one of the things that, she asks, that we pray daily. So those things help people overcome. Those things help people achieve goals. And, the good Lord is in our household, in our hearts. So each and every day, we want to thank the good Lord for giving us breath and life each and every day. So she reminds me, hey, this is who we are. This is our foundation. Even though we might be busy Monday through Sunday, but we have to take time out and do what we got to do for the man up above. Because he's the one that helps us truly, indeed, achieve our goals. So each and every day, she's one of the ones who she's doing something all day, every day. And, sometimes, I say, hey, go take a, vacation. Sometimes you need to decompress, because sometimes you can get overwhelmed when you have too many things. But so sometimes she does know how to just relax and calm down. But if it be for 30 minutes or an hour, but you can best believe that next morning, whatever it is, she's back to 1,000 again. So, but yeah, so yes, my wife is she's that lady.
That's a great response. And as Keisha said on the screen, your wife is a jewel. And when you look at a jewel has multiple dimensions in that particular stone. So with that being stated, I have multiple dimensions within me, and Harold has multiple dimensions within himself in regards to his endeavors and also our ventures together. Harold, we're at the top of the hour. Give the viewers a pouring challenge. We know that you focus on life insurance and some other things as well. So what is one pouring challenge that you want to issue to the audience that is listening and those who will watch the replay?
You know, my pouring challenge is just always be positive. Just be a positive reinforcement with your family, with your coworkers. I mean, that's, you know, for me, that's my foundation. I like positive people. You know, just be positive each and every day. Again, sometimes we have to have difficult conversations, but I would say before you speak, before you talk, find a way to have a positive conversation with that person who you're having that conversation with. They will be more receptive to listen to that conversation versus being a negative conversation. So we always have to find ways that we can have positive conversations with people. And I tell people who are doing things that we may think is different, it may be different to them. So a lot of times what I might think is right, another person might think is wrong. It's vice versa. So just remember, everybody's different. We're all built from different things. We all have different goals. We're all trying to, you know, achieve some of the same goals. And just remember, always be positive light to whoever you come in contact with. So my challenge is just be a positive light for your spouse, your loved one, your kids, your parents. Just be a positive light. Give nobody nothing negative to talk about.
Thank you so much, Harold, for that. And the challenge for you all who are watching that will watch the replay, make sure if you do not have life insurance or if your family is not covered, we no longer want to see GoFundMe accounts online. We want to see, hey, this person has now left this earthly body and they're moving on to their next destination, but we have them covered. And Harold Lassiter is here to have your family covered. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to today's Lenora Pours Pouring session. Harold, please stay on. Thank you, guys, and take care.
Thank you. Have a great day.